Hey, how's it going, guys? Big Murph back again with another video for you. We're over here at the Graton Casino in Rohnert Park, California, and we are going to check out a couple things. First of all, I just found out on their website that they finally do offer a craps table as well as digital craps, so we'll go ahead and be sure to check that out. We'll keep you guys posted about that. Also, too, they have beautiful restaurants and also in the hotel. And they're also expanding here. As you can see, they're building more parking spaces to accommodate the increased amount of guests that come to check out their property. So with that being said, please hit that like and subscribe button down below, and let's see what it's all about. No all tall small bonus. Keep in mind there's no all tall small bonus here. Hey, what's going on, guys? Big Murph over here. I want to give you guys out there a recap about yesterday's crap session over at the Graton Casino out there in Rohnert Park. Basically, to sum everything up, yesterday was a terrible day for me. I ended up losing 475. That's right, $475. That's more than double the amount that I normally bring to play craps. And I'm going to explain to you all how that exactly transpired. So to kickstart everything, first of all, let's go over my first impressions walking into that casino. As soon as I stepped my foot in the door, I was just amazed to see that they had two bubble craps machines literally sitting right there. They had one of those old type of bubble craps machines where it just had like the bubble right there in the center, and it says craps like right on top of it. And it's the machines where you have to push the really big red button in order for you to be the shooter. Okay? They had two of those machines right there. And again, just going through the casino, it was just kind of nice because it was very clean, well kept, and I went there early in the morning, so basically there wasn't a lot of people yet, and I felt like I had a lot of breathing room. So by the time I got to the gaming area, I was actually amazed to see the setup that they had going on at that casino. Basically, to sum everything up, they have a total of four different craps tables laid out over there at the gaming area. They have two digital craps tables, and they have two traditional craps tables. Now, one thing to note about the craps table is that they're actually really long tables. I want to say they're about 16-footer tables. They're extremely long. They remind me of the craps tables, and if you guys have played out there in Reno before, out there in Nevada, they remind me of the craps tables you'll find at the Atlantis and the ones you'll find at the Grand Sierra. They're very long, and they can accommodate quite a bit of people, but again, it's kind of difficult when you're trying to shoot from far away. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, too, the table, I wouldn't say it's really bouncy. I would say that the table is between hard and like middle. So it's not really like super bouncy, but it's not really super hard surface either. It's just right in the middle. So you can definitely put a little bit of energy into your toss to get it to the very end, and it's not gonna reflect back that much or go pretty wild. But you got to be kind of careful. I mean, if you give it too much power, then yeah, of course it'll either bounce out the table or it'll definitely just go in random directions, and you're not going to really be a consistent shooter if you do that. So that was the second thing I noticed was the setup, and the third thing was the arrangement of the tables. So they have the traditional craps table here, and then they literally have the digital craps table within arm's length reach. Like I can literally turn right around and I'm literally looking right at the digital craps table. And so let's get into the actual gameplay itself. So I first got there early in the morning and I said, look, the first thing I want to do is I want to hop on the traditional craps table. I want to see how the surface is. I want to see how the dice are. I want to see how my tosses are and how they react. And also, I want to see how the dealers are over there. How kind of like how the betting goes, whether or not they take the vig up front or if they take it afterwards or whatever, right? So I went there and literally right when that table opened, which was like around 10:30, there was people already standing to get their spot at that table. I was amazed. I was like, these guys are showing up. It's a Sunday morning. I thought I was going to be the only one here, but I'm obviously wrong. I mean, there was people literally there already. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time over here. I came here to play craps. I said, let me go and hop on the digital craps table because it's literally right behind me. I could turn my ass around and I'm over there at the digital craps table. So there was only about two people playing on that table, and both tables play by the six card California system. And I'm very happy that they're using uh, standard regulation dice, meaning that each of the boxes, each of the six boxes laid out on the table are numbered 1 through 6 and not arranged by colors, like, for example, Cache Creek Casino locally or Thunder Valley Casino locally in the Sacramento area. They use a six color system, and the dice they're using are non regulation dice. They are like, I want to, honestly, I want to say they're toy dice. They are literally the same kind of dice you're going to use when you play Yahtzee. That's the kind of dice they're using, and it's just bound to give you a bunch of ugly numbers. I can guarantee you that. I played many times over there in both casinos, and I had no luck at all. So with the Graton Casino, they use regulation dice. They use the six card system. Great. So I hopped on that table with $100 in that machine I put in, and I was betting on the shooter right before me, and I was doing like a $12 6 and 8, and I think I threw a horn bet on him just to kind of see if I can hit any of those. And he rolled maybe like 3 times, and honestly, I didn't hit anything, and then he PSO. So I lost about, 24 plus 5. That's like almost $30 right there, right off the bat. Then it came to my turn, and so I do my usual. I just do the very minimum bet for the pass line for me to beat a shooter, which is $5. And then I threw a horn high ace deuce as my insurance, right? That's how I do it. And from there, I got a point established, and then I threw, I think it was 34 for the inside, and I threw some odds right behind it. And I was trying to get a roll going, and I honestly rolled about maybe 3 times, and then I PSO'd. And so it went to the next shooter, and I was only able to bet like 6 and 8 only for that guy, and ended up losing that too. So I was out $100 like instantly, and I said to myself, "This is terrible." I was using the all 7 set. Now the reason why I chose to use that is because I actually used that same all 7 set when I played over at the Grand Sierra out there in Reno, Nevada. They have a digital craps table there, and I rolled at least about a good 17, 18 times at that table using the all 7 set. And the technique I was using, if you guys know him, he goes by the Dice King. He is the king of dice rolling. This guy has mastered the art of rolling dice, and his name is Howard Rock and Roller. If you guys don't know him, I highly recommend you guys search him up on YouTube right after this video. You're going to find that he's teaching a lot of his clients really high level information on how to be really controlled shooters and how to make the game last as long as it can so everyone at the table can make money. That's the goal when I go to the craps table, is I want everybody to make money, those who are playing with me, and of course the dealers as well. As if I start winning, I start tipping. But again, Howard Rock and Roller, be sure to check him out on YouTube. He's also written some books, and the guy's a legend, man. You guys don't know about him. You must be hiding under a rock, or you're just totally new to craps. But I suggest you learn about him quick because he is the master at tossing dice. So getting back to that, I was using the all seven set, and unfortunately, it didn't work. Even I was setting the dice to have basically sevens on both sides of the dice according to the layout of the cards. It was hard for me to predict where that third seven set was sitting within my dice. So unfortunately, I hit it, and that was the one I didn't have set, unfortunately. So after that, I ended up hopping over to the Bubble Craps game because the craps table was still packed. So I went over there and I threw a $20 in that machine, and I actually turned that $20 into about $110. But me being greedy and wanting to recoup a little bit more than what I had lost just a little while ago, I said, leave my money in there. I think I can get it up to at least 200 and 220, and it just wouldn't give me any more than it PSO'd. And again, I ended up losing all that money I had made plus my $20 I threw in that machine. So I was already down $120. And so after that, I ended up walking around and I was checking out that craps table for a little bit, and it was still again packed. So I ended up just walking around the casino, and I actually found that they also have the what do they call that, the casino wizard or the game wizard. It's basically like a slot machine style table game machine where they have multiple games on there like blackjack, poker, and even craps. And they had about eight of those machines, and everyone that was playing on that machine was pretty much just playing blackjack or roulette or something. So unfortunately, I couldn't hop on those machines, and sometimes I have luck on those, especially when you play at the Peppermill in Reno. There's a machine I know out there that pays out very quickly. So I wanted to try my luck, but again, I was not able to. So after that, I had gone back to the traditional craps table, and this time when I was walking around, I actually found that someone had left right stick two spot open. So I went ahead and snagged that spot up really fast, and I got on the table with $200 buy-in. And there was a guy who was on my right who was the shooter, and so he was a random roller, but he's one of those guys where I think he's just trying to roll all like horn numbers on all field numbers. So he was hitting a couple of them, and I was getting like I thought I was going to get a roll with that guy, so I ended up going like I think 44 on the inside, and I was just trying to ride it out for a couple of rolls. But then after about maybe four rolls, he PSO'd. So then it came to my turn. I got on the table, I got on the dice. I said, let me go and do my usual. I do the minimum bet for the pass line, which yesterday, on Sunday morning, it was $10 minimum buy-in. By the way, it's a 3, 4, 5 times odds on that table, and maximum bet for any bet on that table is going to be $1,000. So that's the maximum you can bet. Any bet on that table is $1,000. But again, I did the table minimum for the pass line and the horn high ace deuce as my insurance. And surprisingly, there was a guy that was about three spots over to the left. He was sitting left stick two, I think. And I seen that guy early in the morning. He was already there, and I remember when he first came to the table, he laid out so many $100 bills. I think it must have been at least $2,000 to $3,000 buy-in because he had a rack of green chips like right away that was like this big. I was like, holy moly, this guy is coming here with dumb money, ready to lose it all. But anyhow, the guy was sitting there and he was watching the way I was handling the dice. And so I was trying to set it to where I get, a 4-2-4-2, just a hard way set to kind of see how the table will react to my toss. And as soon as he saw me setting that dice, he threw a $500 don't pass bet. And it made me really excited because I was like, wow, this guy's really trying to bet against me. I mean, obviously, he plays the darks because I seen him with the other guy, betting on the don't pass, and he won. So again, he was trying to play the dark on me, but he literally threw a stack green chips, and I counted it was at least 500 on there. So I was like, great, let's go ahead and make this happen. So it was a come out roll, and I was getting ready to establish a point, but unfortunately, I rolled an ace deuce, and the guy ended up winning 500 just like that. And I was just like, damn, that guy came up on me. But that wasn't the end of the story. So he still left this $500 don't pass bet, and then for my next attempt on the come out, I ended up getting the point of five, and so that's my favorite number. I love five. So then I was like, okay, cool, all right. So I think I know what set I'm going to use. I'm going to use a 3V set on this, and so I stuck with that, and I did really cautious bet at the beginning. I was only about 34 inside, just some table minimum, and I had $10 odds right behind that. And I was rolling. I ended up hitting like I think a six, and then I ended up hitting like some other number, and then I hit I think a nine right after that. So I started pressing up my bets. And then as soon as I started collecting some of those extra dollar chips, I told the dealer, go ahead and hop the fives all day, just hop them. So I just started throwing him some money to keep hopping the five. And then I seen the guy, he put a $500 odds right behind his $500 don't pass. I was like, this guy gotta be nuts. I was like, he don't know that the five is my favorite number, man. But in any case, I kid you not, by my fourth or fifth roll, I ended up hitting that five. And as soon as I hit that five, the guy was so mad, he threw a fit. He was just like, damn it, man. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, he just lost $1,000 like that. I was like, that is crazy, son. But in any case, it is what it is. I mean, that's the nature of the game. You just never know who's going to walk up to the table. And, the guy obviously was thinking that I was just one of those random newbie shooters, but he didn't know that I'm a controlled shooter looking to always get a consistent repeater. So then after he lost $1,000, he threw another $500 don't pass bet down, and surprisingly, there was another homeboy that came by, and he got on my left side, so he was right stick one. And this guy literally just came in with $1,000, threw all the dollars on the table, and was like, "Look, I want all $100 chips. Put them on the don't come." I was like, "Holy moly! These people over here are really trying to go against the players at this casino, man. Like that's how it is over here. I see how it is." So in any case, I was like, all right, we got another one coming up. So I was on the come out, and kid you not, my point was an eight. I was like, you know what? You guys don't know, but the eight is like the second most common number behind the ugly number, right? So I was so happy that he had the don't come, and then like I said, the other homie over there had a $500 don't pass. But this time he was smart about it because he didn't put any odds behind his don't pass. And so again, I was rolling dice, ended up rolling like another five, and then I think two rolls after that, I rolled a yo, and then after that I rolled an eight, and I ended up wiping out the guy next to me, and I ended up wiping out the other homeboy sitting over at left stick two, and so by that time the guy was just frustrated with me. So after that, um, the guy next to me just walked off. Like he literally just left the table, and he still left a $25 pass line bet. Like he had $25 on the pass line or some for some reason, and so he didn't pick it up. He left. The dealer was like, "Hey, hey, hey, wait a minute! Come on back. You still left your $25 here on the pass line." The guy didn't know what was going on, and Stickman already gave me the dice, and I already had thrown the dice, got my point. By the time he came back to the table, the dealer was like, "Hey, look, you can't go nowhere yet because you have a contract bet. You got to stay here until the end of the roll." And the guy looked like he was just ready to just run out of that casino. Like he didn't want to be there at all. He had just lost $1,000, and he still had to be there because he had a measly $25. I was almost getting ready to tell him, like, "Hey, man, you want to give me that $25 pass line, and you can just leave if you want." But in any case, it is what it is, right? So he had to stay. The other homie at the other side, I think he ended up putting like $100, like don't pass, And after that, like I only lasted another 3 rolls after that for that third session that I had the dice, and I ended up PSO. So after that, the dice went over to the homie who is putting $500 don't pass, and when he got the dice, he bet a $500 don't pass on himself, and he was just randomly trying to toss the dice like as fast as he can down the table. But surprisingly, he was rolling some box numbers, so I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go ahead and go 66 on this guy." So I went 66 on the inside, and he was hitting like some box numbers, and I just started like pressing and collecting. So he rolled about maybe 4 or 5 times, and I think his point was actually like a 9 or something like that, and he ended up rolling this point, and he was so pissed that he had lost $500 plus a $500 odds back in that don't pass bet. I was like, bro, you just lost almost 20. You lost 2,500 and some change just playing like when I got here at this table, man. Like, don't you see you gotta switch your strategy up? Like, if you see it's not working for you, you gotta change something. So after that, he was super mad. Like, he ended up switching sides, and so he put a $500 pass line bet, and on the come up roll, he threw the dice so fast that it nearly hit my face. He was aiming for me, and I think it was because of when I came in, I ended up rolling that 5 and wiped him out 1,000 like that. So I knew he was taking his anger out on me. But again, I'm just a player. I'm just trying to come in and play. I'm not trying to, do anything else on the table but play my game. It just so happens that the game I'm playing is not the game that he's playing. So in any case, he was darting the dice, and the dice just flew off the table, literally flew, and someone had to go literally run and go get it. That's how far it had went over the table. But after that, he kind of calmed down, but he was still just trying to toss the dice to get that ugly number. But it doesn't make any sense because he was betting on the pass line this time, and sure enough, he ended up getting that ugly number, and he wiped himself another $500. And the guy simply just walked away. He just was just like, man, this can't believe it. He walked away. And I looked over to my right to the brother that was right there, and the guy was like, "Yep, that guy that was next to you, he comes here pretty often, and I see him, and he bets just like that. He comes in, throws $1,000, bets that don't come." And he says that other guy also comes here too, and he plays the darks too. I'm just like, man, that's crazy. I told him those guys literally lost thousands of dollars, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm down like 300 something by this point. But anyways, I tried to bet on one more shooter after that, and ended up losing a little bit more money, and I called it a day. I was like, you know what, I'm done here. I've seen too much drama at this casino. I've seen two people literally lose thousands of dollars. I'm already down 475. I don't need to lose any more. This is a big hit for me. I'm done. So that was pretty much the end of my session. And after that, I left. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to see any other craps at this casino right now. I just want to leave. So I walked out the casino, and ended up getting something to eat and went home. So that's pretty much my session on Sunday. So long story short, let's review everything I told you. Number one, they got 4 craps tables over here. 2 traditional craps tables that are about 16 feet long, not too bouncy. They don't have an all tall and small bet. Keep in mind that. So if you are wanting to play an all tall and small, like I like playing all tall and small bets, because I mean just a $15 investment, 555 can get you $1,350 if you or someone else you're betting on happens to roll all the numbers. So it's a really good investment. It's a really good little bonus side bet. But unfortunately, this casino does not offer that on either of their traditional craps tables or their digital craps tables. But again, they have 2 of those traditional craps tables, and then they have 2 of the digital screen type craps tables. And they have 2 bubble craps machines, and they have 8 of the Casino Wizards slot machine style craps game machine that they have. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. I don't want to make this any more longer. hit that like and subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you guys at the next one. Thank you so much. Have a good day.